I have a philosophy. There are no accidents. We meet people for a reason. Sometimes we're aware and, well, sometimes we miss it. My next guest takes that to a whole nother level. First time at NSA at Influence 2018, this best-selling author from China, like sales of 60,000 books this past year, said hi by chance and we struck up a conversation. Zhou, otherwise known as Daniel, has an amazing story. Ever think, I can't do that? Daniel will shatter those beliefs. So enjoy this unusual story of courage, determination, and success. This is Chuck Gallagher with Voices of Experience, and this interview I am jazzed by. Zhou, is that close?
Yeah, man, you did a good job.
Okay.
Oh, you did a good job.
So let me say this, Zhou, or you go by Daniel.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about that is, as I say, I'm bilingual. I speak English and fractured Southern. So to say Zhou, and to remotely get it close means there is a chance for this old guy.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that I have the chance to talk with you, because in Voices of Experience, we encounter all kinds of people that have all kinds of experience. And so when you and I got a chance to talk, you have written a book. The title of the book in English is Don't Be Shy, Just Say Hi. And that book has sold over 60,000 copies.
Yeah, last year.
Last year. Number one in its category.
Yeah.
And published by the largest publishing house in China.
Yeah.
Tell us your story.
Oh, wow. I was so lucky, number one, I met you yesterday, I just say hi, I say hi. And then when I was a college student, my English was terrible, but I always want to be a speaker. I feel like I was born on the stage, but at that time, so I kind of looking, searching for like speaking association. I found NSA, so I put on my list, I say one day, I will come to NSA for the conference and meet these amazing speakers. By that time, my English was terrible. When I read an article more than 100 words, my English teacher could not understand the first few words. And also, I came from a very poor family, so I could not afford to come here. But the interesting thing is, because so long, like 16 years ago, so I kind of forgot. But this year, I bought a ticket to pay a visit to several friends in America, one in Las Vegas, another in Tampa. But I already bought my return ticket.
Right.
And all of a sudden, NSA popped in my head. I say, wow, I haven't checked NSA for a long time. So I checked the website. I found Influence 2018. It was 14th to 17th. So I bought the ticket, got back to China on 12th, like 3 days ago. So I canceled the ticket. I called the agent. She said, it's like unrefundable. So I could not get zero money back. So anyway, I feel, well, this is my 16 years dream. So I went with my heart. So I bought the ticket. I canceled the ticket. I bought another new ticket. I canceled the ticket. Here I am.
That is amazing. Okay, so first you've got a bucket list, as we would call it, and that's on your bucket list 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Today you're making the dream alive.
I am.
But now, easier for me to say this in a sense, because I can toot your horn, but your English might have been bad, but now you have become the translator for John Gray. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
You've worked with Tom Hopkins for a number of years. So it's not, let's put it this way, your English is not bad now, and you've certainly made some connections that a lot of us would love to make.
I was so humble. I think it's lots of my students say, wow, teacher, how could you do that? Because like when I was like senior high school, senior high in the college, one of my Canadian friends gave me a book called Men from Mars, Women from Venus, and I read the book. The reason I love the book is not because of the content, because he wrote in a simple English, so I could understand. So I read the book again. Wow, it's such an amazing message, and it helped my marriage. So I still remember another story. 4 years later, on my way to another city in China, I'm away for another conference, a learning seminar. But at night, in China, if you took the sleeping bag train, they often turn off the light at 10:30. So 10:30 to turn off the light, I couldn't fall asleep. So I got up and I took his book, Man from Mars, Women from Venus. I was reading his book. And guy approached me and said, wow, are you a student? I said, no, I already graduated from college for like 4 years. Said, why are you still reading English book? I said, I don't know, I just love it. So he took a photo and he sent it to me. And then like 4 years later, my first time worked with Dr. John Gray, and I showed him the photo.
Oh
He
my
said,
goodness.
wow, you got to show the photo to my wife. And like half a year later, and I had a chance to pay him a visit in San Francisco and show him and his wife the photo. They said, oh my God. Anyway, well, when I was a college student, they're like Tom Hopkins, Dr. John Gray, they're my idols. We heard a lot about them. So I was look up to them. And then a couple years later, and I had the chance, have the privilege to work with them.
So, you know, there's a couple of things that you've said, Daniel, that really strike me as interesting. Number one, you were reading the book not because of the content, but because of the style in which it was written, which therefore made it more accessible to you in China. And if you're wanting to truly learn English, then you don't need something that's complicated. The other thing that strikes me as kind of funny is you were attracted to the style and because you wanted to learn English, but it helped you in your marriage.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Because first, I think, let me give you a funny story. You know, I think the kind of guy, like what Dr. John Gray said from the Mars. Whenever we have argued with a fight with my wife, I always want to go to my cave. He go to cave.
Right.
In a man's time, where I can chill out. And my wife always said, no, you can't go there. You can't do that. You know, you abandon me. And I told her, you know, that's a man's cave time. So we're learning and we studied the book and it's helped us a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you connect with the concept of translating the book for Dr. Gray?
That's a very good question. I think that my first time, I was, to be honest, I never thought about I could be his translator, be his interpreter. You know, when I read his book, I said, oh, such a great book, have tons of like great messages. The thing is, it's one day I got a call from my friend. He couldn't fill his job as a translator. He asked me, is it possible you can help me out? And it wasn't John Gray, it was another motivation speaker from Australia. And I said, I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. Even though my English is good enough, number one, my major was horticulture. It has nothing to do with English nor translation. But what he said is, Daniel, he said, one thing you should keep in mind, when I was your age, you know, I thought I wasn't ready. My major, he didn't go to college.
Right.
He didn't go to high school. I say, you graduated from college. Your English is way better than me. So I can help you. So my friend, he did help me. So I took the job for like very quick translation, only like 2 hours. And then like half a year later, he said, I got another gig for you. It's a 4 full days translation by Dr. John Gray. Are you ready for the job? Because I think I did the first gig. I thought, yeah, sure.
Right.
But later I found out, wow, it's way beyond my capability. Because the first one, the speaker is, everything is from the script. It's 95%, he follows script.
Right.
But for Dr. John Gray, 4 like full days and nothing to do with the script.
Right.
He is have more like, you know, come out of his mouth, come out of his mind. You have no idea what he's gonna talk about.
Right.
So I asked his agent, he said, you gotta prepare. You gotta read his book, you watch all the videos and, you know, audio stuff. And I did prepare for 21 full days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then after that, I did the translation and Dr. John Gray said, wow, you did an amazing job. And then I did something I wrote in the book. I always ask people, you know, I always, you know, prepare, do my homework. As a Dr. John Gray, I find out some stuff on your website, and you have a 4-day seminar at your private ranch. I'm curious how much I should pay if I want to join your seminar. I said, wow, you don't need to do that. If you want to come, join us. I will sign you up for free. I said, wow. You know, I always, that's why I have tons of international friends. I always take initiative. Like the most Chinese, like my student, they want to make friends with the international guests, you know, make friends with foreigners, but they are hesitate.
Right.
They're afraid people say no. I'm not the kind of guy. I always say, don't be shy, just say hi. You'll never know.
I like that. What advice would you give folks in the United States who might say, I would love to do business in China, but I don't know how or what that process would be?
That's a very good question. Because I think actually this year, I'm going to bring a lot of like speakers from United States to China. Actually, me and my business partner, because now I'm upgrade from a translator to an agent in China. So I'm gonna bring another two like amazing speaker from American to China. My personal suggestion is always find a reliable business partner or like speaking platform.
The thing that I think is fascinating is you write a book that meets a niche, so to speak. It's a bestseller in China. 60,000 copies is amazing, but you also will take the initiative to do the things that will move you toward the dream that you have. And I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
So I'm sure that from this, probably people will be wanting to reach out to you and connect and understand, how can I get my book translated? What's the possibility of being able to do business in China? So I'm sure you'll be getting lots of calls from this interview, and I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much.
Thank you.